Deep inside of us, there are ultimate questions that no one could really answer for certain. Who am I? And what am I living for? Which time period are we living in? And what kind of world will unfold tomorrow? How does the grand cosmos evolve? And what is the quintessence of the future civilization? The transmission of the essence of the 9,000-year Eastern meditation culture, the secret of the cosmic music that has been awakening human wisdom and spirituality. We will introduce to you the Taeeulju mantra meditation. We hope you realize your infinite potential by awakening the primordial sound and eternal light within you. With family and friends, please join us online in practicing the 6,000-year Eastern Healing Meditation at the Cosmic Music Taeeulju Mantra Chanting Festival.
훔치 태을천 상원군 훔니 치냐 노래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치
Great performance by Team Yadan Bopseok for opening today's event. They played an exciting and powerful tune with traditional Korean percussion. I hope that the viewers who love Korean culture around the world found the performance exciting and invigorating. Please once again give the percussion group Yadan Bopseok a warm round of applause. Hello, I'm your host today, 강범주. I'm your co-host, 송혜지. I'm pleased to meet you. We now begin today's event, Cosmic Music Taeeulju Mantra Chanting Festival, the healing experience that has been passed down for over 6,000 years. It is the Eastern traditional meditation that can be practiced by all family members. I hope that all the participants through this event understand what the Taeeulju Mantra is and why we should meditate. Yes. This event, which is taking place at the STB Broadcasting Main Hall, is being aired live. Amid the harsh situation of COVID-19 pandemic, many people in South Korea and around the world have participated in the event online. We would like to say hello to some of online participants. Hello everybody, pleased to meet you. Many people are here with us today. It is late Sunday evening. We sincerely thank all of you for joining us. Today's event is hosted by STB Sansaeng Broadcasting and sponsored by Sansaeng Research Institute. Today is the eve of winter solstice, the day when the new energy of the new year begins. Miss Song, do you know which earthly branch is next year? Perhaps. I'm waiting for the next year to come sooner. Is it next year the year of Shinchuk, the year of the ox? Yes, you're right. Traditions all over the world have a culture of celebrating the first new moon on the first day of the Lunar New Year. But actually, the true harbinger of the new year is the sun that rises at the time of winter solstice, when the yang energy begins to sprout, rather than the 1st of January. Yes, that's right. Well, there's a child on the stage making a wish to the first moon of the new year. Let's listen to her prayer.
궁금한데요. 함께 들어보시죠.
Dear moon, please help me. Dear moon, could you please help me? Please help me, moon. The moon, please. Dear moon, please help me.
What's the matter? My dear Jie, what's the matter?
다님,
Oh, well, because of the COVID-19, I can't run around as much as I want, and the mask makes me hard to breathe.
Oh dear, you must be very upset, right?
Yes, the moon. This is my wish. Not only me, but also my friends all over the world are having a hard time. Is there any way to overcome this disease?
A long time ago, people lived long, healthy lives. At that time, everyone offered a bowl of fresh water and meditated.
What is the meditation?
Meditation means to become one with the heaven and earth and chanting the mantra with your sincere wishes. The best way to do this is to chant the Taeeulju mantra.
The Taeeulju mantra? What is the Taeeulju mantra?
The Taeeulju mantra is the song of all humanity's life. From the very beginning of human history, you received the wisdom of heaven and sang the Taeeulju mantra to make a beautiful and a good place to live in. So Jie, you can overcome all the pain in your body and mind by reading the Taeeulju mantra. COVID-19, or even if there are stronger diseases, we can defeat them all and protect ourselves. Now chant the Taeeulju mantra with your friends. Let's sing the Taeeulju mantra together.
Yes.
We listened to the beautiful Taeeulju mantra music and the song of Cheonbuk-yeong from the Taeeulju choir. Everybody, please give them another big round of applause. We sincerely hope that in coming months and years, not just Cheonbuk-yeong but also other sacred scriptures that contains the archetypal cultures are remade as a song so that all of us can sing them along. I think this kind of songs should be good popular songs that awakens our true spiritual culture. Yes, I hope more songs like that are released. Next, there's a really amazing story waiting for you. Many children and teenagers all over the country wake up early in the morning to do the Taeeulju mantra meditation with an offering of a bowl of fresh water. Yes, I'm very proud to hear that it's been 57 days. Next, we'll watch the testimonies of the Taeeulju mantra meditation, containing mysterious and miraculous stories from meditating with the cosmic music, the Taeeulju mantra. Let's watch them together.
I am Park Soo-jin, a fourth grader from Tambol Elementary School. One day when I was doing the Taeeulju mantra meditation, a sky blue colored fairy appeared. She sprinkled snowflakes on my head, then my head felt cooler and clearer. That fairy drew me a picture of a snowflake, then also gave me a yogurt smoothie, but my meditation ended then, so I couldn't drink the smoothie. One time during the Taeeulju mantra meditation, I saw an angel with a sky blue colored head wearing a white robe with white feathers. The angel gave me a marble as a gift. It looked like a candy, so I tried eating it, but it tasted funny, so I spat it back out. Then I suddenly started seeing purple, blue, and white colors, one after the other in my head. Hello, I am Jung Bo-min, third grader from Mokdong Elementary School. I want to share my meditation experience. When I was chanting the Taeeulju mantra for about 5 minutes, I saw a place like somewhere in the Joseon dynasty. There was a woman who looked like me, though her face was squarer. She was about 5 feet tall. She seemed to be in her 30s, and she was excitedly dancing in a traditional performance there. Hello, I am Shin Min-hyuk from Jeonju Sinung Junior High. I often practice the Taeeulju mantra meditation and dynamic meditation together with my dad. And recently, during the meditation, one spirit general came to me and started talking. Hey Min-hyuk, don't let your guard down even after COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 is just a warning and a deadlier disease might come. This disease can be lethal enough to bring about a worldwide pandemic once again. He told me the importance of practicing the Taeeulju mantra meditation. I thought to myself that I should chant the Taeeulju mantra and practice dynamic meditation more honestly. Hello, my name is Yoo Jung-in, a fourth grader from Annam Elementary School. I will tell you about a 5-colored dragon that I saw during meditation. As always, I woke up only for practicing meditation. I was in the middle of the meditation when I had this vision. A 5-colored dragon appeared, and it had a purple gemstone between its eyebrows and 4 small wings. The dragon glowed very brightly. Then suddenly the dragon started chanting some mantras, the Taeeulju, Sicheonjuju, Chilseongyang mantras. The dragon disappeared with a great roar. It was amazing. Hello, I am Iyuri, a second grader from Kumjang Elementary School. I'm doing the morning meditation these days and I want to share my experience. I was meditating with my eyes closed like I used to. I had chanted the Taeeulju mantra about 60 times when a bright light began to radiate from the wall of my room and a tall woman appeared. She had her hair up and wore a traditional hanbok that looked like a dress. The hanbok was very beautiful in purple and white colors. In her hand, she held a long scroll with the 23 words of the Taeeulju mantra written on it, but they were in Hanja, not in Hangul. I sat there just staring at her for a while, and she reached for me and handed me the scroll before she disappeared. I thought she had given me the scroll, but the scroll disappeared. My eyes were definitely closed during meditation, but I vividly saw this image and it was really interesting. I drew that woman in a picture. She looked exactly like this. I realized that if we let go of all impure thoughts, we could have this kind of experience. It was really a magical experience for me. It was the morning on the Chuseok holiday. When my mom and dad were preparing a memorial service table, I saw the ancestral spirits already waiting by the table. They were watching my parents putting dishes on the table. At the start of the ritual, my ancestral spirits were going to sit at the table, but the legroom between the folding screen and the table was little, so they moved the folding screen back and sat down. After offering glasses of wine, I chanted the Taeeulju mantra with mom and dad. While we were chanting, my great-great-grandparents, great-grandparents, and grandfather enjoyed the food on the table. They first tasted the beef soup, then ribs, fried shrimp, and sweet rice drink. Grandfather said, "It's well prepared. It's delicious." He put rice into the soup and had it all. A melon was placed on the table, and grandmother used her magic to cut it into several pieces in an instant, and they enjoyed the melon. My great-great-grandmother told me, "I'd love to eat seasoned vegetables. Next time, please make seasoned bracken for me." After having their feast, my ancestral spirits took the leftovers that were wrapped in a cloth. They ate all homemade food, but left some bought from the market. They really loved the food that was served with sincerity. When offering rice for my ancestors, we closed the front door and left the window a little open. The ancestral spirits said they came in through the window and told me to keep the front door wide open next time. My nickname was Miss Bedridden. Even the doctors didn't know what to treat first. And I had to go to the hospital by ambulance 3 or 4 times a year. Then my husband told me about the Taeeulju mantra and we started to practice meditation together. During my meditation, I felt my voice energized and my body soft and light. It was a really amazing, happy, and comfortable moment. In the dynamic meditation, my head was filled with indescribable coolness. It was a truly mysterious experience. At the end of the meditation, I suddenly felt a heavy pain in my lower abdomen. I ran to the bathroom and 2 fist-sized lump of blood came out. Since then, even when I was really tired from the lack of sleep or hard work, I could easily recover thanks to the Taeeulju mantra meditation. I'm so thankful to the grace of healing by the Taeeulju mantra meditation. Since I couldn't read the text well because of my poor eyesight, I suffered inconvenience in many respects. So practicing the dynamic meditation, I prayed, "Please help me recover my eyesight." One day during the dynamic meditation, I felt intense heat on my body and redness on my face. After around 10 minutes, I touched my eyes and found sticky liquid coming out of them. Tears didn't stop even after I got home. However, since then, something amazing has happened. My eyesight got better and better, and I became able to read the text. I felt so happy that my wish came through and so grateful to the healing. I was driving while chanting the Taeeulju mantra when I suddenly saw 3 spirits that I had never seen before. They told me they were the spirits of disease carrying pathogens within them. The spirits looked like Shrek in the movie, with horns on the center of their head and beside both ears. Their face was blue with a little bumpy skin. They were wearing cloaks in different colors, white, red, and blue. On the cloak, there were white feathers hanging from it. These spirits gave a respectful salute to the practitioners of the Taeeulju mantra meditation and didn't do any harm to them. When infecting people, the spirits became thin like straws and went into the people's left nostril and came out through the right nostril. Then all of the infected people frowned, rubbing their noses with their hands, and after a while, they fell into conversion. I also saw a person who suddenly collapsed while looking at his cell phone, a person falling by grabbing his belly, and another falling while entering a building. One day, as I was walking, some spirits suddenly appeared and bowed to me. I felt surprised and said, "Hello?" Looking them carefully, I found they were the spirits spreading COVID-19. I complained, "This pandemic is making me crazy. I can't get a job or make money. I can't do anything." One of the spirits told me, "Please don't hate us. We just came to the earth on a mission from the spirit world in heaven." And they continued, "We are now spreading this disease, but at some point we will leave, and the spirits of another mysterious disease will arrive." Some other day, when I was at home, I heard a bell sounding somewhere. It was a spirit coming down from heaven, making stepping sound and ringing a bell. I wasn't sure of what spirit it was, but it seemed like the spirit of another mysterious disease that would cause a deadlier disease in the coming future. I have practiced Kendo for 60 years. I had always an uncomfortable feeling in my lower back since I heard it 20 years ago. So, while doing the dynamic meditation with the Taeeulju mantra, I thought, let me try to heal the pain in my back. I wholeheartedly practiced thinking that I put every single letter of the Taeeulju mantra in my body. When I chanted Humchi, Humchi, I felt the energy of the Taeeulju mantra strongly coming into my body. A gentle aura surrounded me, and some pleasant and cool energy in 2 colors of jade and white suddenly came into my chest. The energy went down the spine, and it came out through the tailbone. At that moment, my lower back made clicking sounds. The spine was straightened out as it pulled. The chronic back pain that I had for 20 years was completely healed by dynamic meditation with the Taeeulju mantra.
It's truly amazing to see the Taeeulju mantra meditation experiences. That's right. When we do the Taeeulju mantra meditation, we can experience a great energy that is descending from heaven. Isn't it a tremendous event to be able to see your deceased parents or ancestors if you read the Taeeulju mantra? True indeed. It's amazing to hear that there are cases where chronic diseases are cured. I think that children have received the creative transformation of the Taeeulju mantra with their pure souls. Yes, the experiences from chanting the Taeeulju mantra are always touching. Now it is time for His Holiness 안경전 더 중도사님 of Jingsan-do to deliver a message of hope for chanting the Taeeulju mantra, the cosmic music, to all of humanity who are suffering from great hardship related to the chaos of COVID-19. Please welcome His Holiness 안경전 더 중도사님 with a big round of applause.
Tonight, I will discuss how to overcome the darkness of suffering, the actual situation of the 개벽 during the disaster of disease that humanity is now facing. In particular, I will tell you about two special mantras that can add spiritual power to the most sacred, oldest, and most powerful healing and spiritual enlightenment culture in Korean history that has continued for 6,000 years in the East. And focus on the simple and actual experiences of the mantra practitioners. Many people have told stories of miracles and tremendous spiritual experiences that they have experienced over the past 2 centuries of these two mantra practices. First of all, the Taeeulju mantra reads, 훔치 훔치 대울천 상원군 훔니치아 도래 훔니암니 사파하. This mantra consists of repeating 4 letters of 훔치 at the beginning and 6 letters of Taeulchon Sangwon-gun in the middle, and the last part of 훔니치아 도래 훔니암니 사파하. The sapaha is well known in Buddhism as a tribute that is attached to the end of prayer for a blessing. 훔치 훔치 대울천 상원군 훔니치아 도래 훔니암니 사파하. Once anyone tries the mantra chanting like this and reaches a certain level, one can understand why people can mysteriously, powerfully, and fundamentally overcome only through this mantra all the big and small disasters of disease that humanity has suffered so far. Thus, it is said that Taeeulju mantra is a medicine mantra. The Taeeulju mantra is the mantra that expels the demons of all disease, and it is the mantra of creative transformation of heaven and earth. There are many expressions about the Taeeulju mantra. I have been doing cultural field trips in Korea and around the world for about 30 to 40 minutes to learn more about the Taeeulju mantra experiences and to prove this mantra historically and culturally. Let's chant together this Taeeulju mantra, which heals with sound and light. 훔치 훔치 대울천 상원군 훔니치아 도래 훔니암니 사파하. This is like singing a song. Thus, with this music of Taeeulju mantra, the era of cosmic music has now begun. Now is the era of cosmic music. Since the birth of this mantra, the cultural history of the last 10,000 years of enlightenment has unfolded. What is the archetype of this Taeeulju mantra? It is the Taeul, which means achieving the great oneness. Adding il or one to te or ultimate makes the ultimate one, which means becoming one with all. It means becoming one with all infinite life, becoming vast, becoming the life of Mother Earth itself. In other words, there are life and wisdom of heaven and earth, their wishes, and the ultimate dream of heaven and earth. Taeul means being one with the great dream of the universe. This is expressed in two words as Taeul, tail, the ultimate one. There are the realm of divine creative transformation, the realm of divine Tao, the realm of enlightenment, and the realm of great resplendence that allow us to become one with the whole universe. In symbolic words, these realms are represented as Taeul. And because Taeul heaven exists in the northern heaven, we are seeing Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun. If we go to Taiwan or mainland China, we can see that Taoists serve Taeul heaven, and there is one who bestows the divine power and the vitality of creative transformation to overcome all disease in heaven and earth. So even the Dongbogam, a Korean encyclopedic medical book of the Joseon era, which is a great treasure of humanity, says that when you get infected with smallpox, if you seek Taeulgugo Chonjon, the divine God in the Taeul heaven, you will be cured. The healing power of creative transformation is miraculous and beyond description. Now let's chant together humchi Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun.
humchi Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni 사파하 humchi Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni 사파하 humchi Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni 사파하.
Excellent. You chanted very well. humchi Taeulcheon Sangwon-gun humni chiadore humni amni sapaha. This mantra consists of 23 characters, but its source is just one word. The first word, whom. In the aspect of Hanja character, the letter whom is a word composed of the letter gu, meaning mouse, and the letter u, meaning cow. The Taeulju mantra is the most sacred, most powerful medicine mantra. The divine mantra that makes all the medicine chi of heaven and earth descend to us all at once. From time immemorial, Taeulju mantra has defeated all the diseases. It's the oldest, the most powerful, and the most sacred mantra of all. In order to chant this mantra properly, let's go back to the basic once again. Why should people do meditation? When a human is born, when grows through childhood, adolescence passes through adulthood, and reaches old age, and then eventually dies. When our parents, grandmother, grandfather, and many people around us get old, their bodies decline and return to the earth after living like that. We all know about this phenomenon of death. It is called entropy in science. When energy changes from order to disorder, and this disordered process keeps appearing, there is that entropy in the changing of a great nature, and this entropy is a way of unfolding the order of nature. That is why we sleep at night to recharge, because we get tired from the work we do during the daytime. Thus, after a full rest, the body refreshes and rejuvenates as if it were young again, and by the next morning begins a new day with a smile again. Thus, why should all humans do meditation now? It is because even if we are old, we want to maintain a young and strong mentality, mind, and body to live healthily without illness. After fulfilling our life goals, we finally return to the Word of God where our ancestors in heaven stay. Therefore, the first meaning of meditation is health. It is for a disease-free long life. The essential meaning of meditation lies in knowing that heaven and earth are parents of humanity and all beings, In Korean traditional culture, heaven is our father and earth is our mother. Thus, in order to become one with our parents, heaven and earth, we should truly realize the dream of our parents. We should live to achieve the dreams and great idea. Therefore, we should practice meditation to be renewed again as a true son and daughter, united with our parents, heaven and earth. Meditation is the restoration of the pure consciousness of being one with heaven and earth parents and the original mind of human beings. It's a tail human, the ultimate one human. It is the human who has achieved great oneness with all. Thus, the reason we practice meditation is to realize the basic value that is inherent in humans, in every person's mind, body, and soul. The basic value is that you, as a tail human, live to be one with your parents, heaven and earth. Live for this purpose as the ultimate one. It is the basic spirit of founding a nation and the principal life purpose throughout Hongik, Baedal, and Joseon periods. How do you name it with four-character idiom? You might already know the word. It is also the founding philosophy of the Korean nation and the common purpose of human life taught by all stages of humanity. Please say all together, what is that? Hongik Ingan, brutally serving humanity. Hongik Ingan is a human who accomplished the ultimate recompense of heaven and earth's benevolence and repays their grace and lives to serve the whole world. Then what is the proper way of meditation? There is a tradition of meditation which has been passed down from 6,000 years, from broader perspective 9,000 years ago, since the Hongik era. This leads us to the question, what is a human being? What is the purpose of human life? When the ancient people did meditation 9,000 years ago and saw their true form, they realized that I and the universe are one. Then what is in the center of the universe is the great radiance. So, this grand universe can be expressed in just one letter. That is the cosmic resplendence, Hwan, heavenly radiance, Hwan. But in this Hwan, there are three divinities of the Creator Samshin. Each of three divinities was revealed to establish Hongik, the first country in the history of humankind, the Baedal state in the east, and then Dangun Joseon, which succeeded Baedal. There were three sovereigns who founded the ancient nations of the Koreans. Those are three emperors, Hwanin, Hwanung, and Dangun, who are the founders of Hongik, Baedal, and Joseon, respectively. Thus, there were three Hwans, and there was the era of three sovereigns. Hence, a human being is the being who is to live in union with this cosmic radiance, Hwan. The humans who try to become one with cosmic radiance and the eternal life, those who live for the eternal purpose of life and the values of truth, and those who live as seekers are called, in one word, Rang. There are interesting words in Korean. In the Korean language, there are the words narang, norang, and urirang. Rang here means to be with someone else. Those meanings are together with me, together with you, together with us. In fact, what this means is that, from the perspective of Eastern culture, a human is the being who lives for becoming one with the universe. Thus, Rang is a being who looks for ultimate truth, being aware of three divinities of Samshin God which dwell in human hearts. Rang is called Samlang because he lives with those three divinities. Rang is also called Samshirang because she serves Samshin God. Rang, Samlang, Samshirang have the same meaning. That's how this Rang culture blossomed from the Hongik period. 30,000 people, the Samshirangs from Hongik, came to Mount Baekdu in the east and founded Baedal state, and followed by Gukjarang in Dangun Joseon. Subsequently, there was Chanhwangrang in the northern Buya. Because of this Rang culture, there were Hwarang in the period of Silla dynasty. Hwarang is a kind of Eastern archetypal samurai group wearing three flowers designated by heaven on their heads. Then Hwarang also took a role as a priest, serving the divine creator, Samshin. Thus, it is usually called Hwarang, but this Hwarang culture is evident all over the world. When you look around the world, whether in Latin America, Africa, Egypt, this tradition of Samlang culture is found throughout the world. We will discuss this topic later. What is the authentic Eastern culture of meditation, the healing culture of the East? The divinity of Samshin, the creator of the cosmos, descended into our bodies. What are they called? It is said that there are three divinities in heaven that bear, nourish, and govern all things. These are called the three divinities of creation, edification, and governance. When they manifest themselves in human body, they operate vertically, and the divinity of creative change is inherent within human head. This creative spirituality is called song, or nature. This is the creative mind of the Creator, the original form of the human mind, the basis and foundation of the mind, which is the nature that is at the center of the three divinities. Nature is the divinity of creativity, with which the Creator Samshin bear and raise all things. When we consider the Creator, the Father in our hearts as heaven, it is the Mother Earth that bears and raises all things. The deep meaning and infinite vitality of Mother's life came into human hearts, which is called the Myeong, life. And there is another divine power that governs the entire cosmos of the parents, heaven and earth. It is located in the lower dantian of human body, 5 centimeters deep below the navel, as Jeong, the essence. Thus, in Eastern medicine, there is a chi movement between the two kidneys that pumps as a source of human life force. It is called the Shingan Donggi, the true dynamic ki beating between kidneys. Now we should awaken the three divinities to make them united into one. Although human bodies are destined to fall, with this process we will completely transform into a human being who lives with the cosmos forever. This is the original meaning of meditation. The term meditation in the West is not properly understood. In the East, it is expressed as suheng practice. It means to activate the divinities completely anew in the body and mind and unite them as one. Then how can we activate these nature, life, and essence, which are the power, wisdom, and the force of creative change of the Creator in the human body? The meditation method is chanting the mantra. If you repeatedly chant the mantra with the code of truth that makes us become one with heaven and earth, worldly thoughts disappear from your consciousness. The clear energy begins to circulate with the feeling of unspeakable peace and happiness in your body. You will also feel that your little body has disappeared and you become one with the whole world. It feels like being one with nature. The entire cosmos and you seem to become one. Thus your little self, the ego, disappears as you recover the true self. You feel like sitting calmly as one who regained the eternal and infinite divinity of your original life. That is the way to recover true self. Why do people live? What is the purpose of life? What is the only truly eternal purpose in life? It lies in going beyond this little self and turning into the original self. The life purpose is in the self-transformation. How exciting it is. But the precondition for this practice is simple. How do you do meditation? Make sure to offer a bowl of pure water to your ancestor and the God you believe in, and facing the east or the bright south before meditation. Since the Hongik, Bedar, and Joseon periods, Koreans call the supreme god of this cosmos Samshin or Samshin Sangjinim. This title has been used in Confucianism and Taoism. The title Heavenly Lord is also used later on. In short, it is called Sangjinim, which means God in heaven. So it means that there is only one ultimate supreme God. Whatever religion there is, no matter how different the cultures and beliefs of ancient 4 major cultures and 4 major religions in the world, in the end, everyone is son and daughter of heaven and earth. Thus, you should do meditation after offering pure water and praying. For meditation attire, you can wear special meditation clothes or clean clothes that you do not wear in the toilet or a dirty place. Especially, let's do meditation mainly in the early morning. And before going to bed, do meditation for 5 to 10 minutes. And even lying down in the bed, you can chant Humchi Taeulju 태울천 상원군 훔니치아 도래 훔니암니 사파하. Life has fundamentally collapsed now due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What kind of life should we lead now? On the topic of 3 million Dongak followers at the starting point of modern history, not only world people but also Koreans do not know much about it. The root of Korean history was completely destroyed in the period of Eastern and Western imperialism because of the Japanese imperialists and the invasion of China in the past. The Japanese imperialists stole many Korean historical documents and about 10 million Korean people were killed by Japanese soldiers. As our brothers, sisters, and parents were killed so brutally, the root of Korean history had been destroyed. Now Koreans and world people are learning the false colonial history that was invented by the Japanese imperialists. Hence, people in the world do not know the history of Dongak culture, Dongak revolution, which served as the starting point of modern civilization and root of history of Korea. His followers were about 3 million out of 9 million people, which means 1 in 2 people followed Dongak, excluding children and old people. What is the song Dongak followers sing? It is 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원이대강. Hence 시천주 조화정, we must serve the Heavenly Father, the Lord of heaven and earth that all humankind has served. Now is the age of father civilization and the age of transition from the son civilization to the father civilization. This is once again Gaebyeok. Then what will happen in the time of Gaebyeok? There will be the fate of the mysterious disease spreading across the world. While the monstrous disease circulates around the world, heaven and earth will select those humans who became the fruits of truth. But heaven and earth will judge those who act at their pleasure, claim their own merits, harass others, and destroy others to seek only their own profits. The fate of the mysterious disease spreading across the entire world, is this not once again the Gaebyeok? Thus, now is the time of Gaebyeok. We'll soon face the Gaebyeok. Dongak asked, what is the Gaebyeok? And as its answer, emerged 3 million Dongak revolutionary army, but it was completely defeated by the Japanese imperialists. And soon after, there were 7 million workers of the true Eastern learning. People call it Bocheongyo, but they were known as the Sun. Taemonim said you should call it Sun, but this Sun is the spiritual tradition passed down through 9,000 years. It is the Tao of immortality. When we look at the culture of Rang, humans are beings of cosmic radiance, the eternal life of the cosmos, and beings of the heaven and earth parents. This is Rang, Samlang, or Samshirang. This culture of Rang existed throughout Hongik Bedal and Joseon era. And in the end, the Shicheonrang or Shicheonjurang came out from Dongak. And we have the mantra that the Heavenly Lord has completed for us so that we'll be liberated from the Gaebyeok of disease. Against all kinds of disease. When we chant it out loud and chant with sincerity of the Gaebyeok of disease, we can overcome all diseases. And this mantra is Taeeulju mantra that we've learned about in the beginning of today's talk. And those who have become completely one with the Taeeulju mantra is the truly mature sons and daughters of the cosmic autumn, known as Taeullang. The Shicheonjuju mantra is a mantra that 3 million practitioners of Dongak chanted. They led a movement demanding that the royal court of Joseon rule the country correctly, free the slaves, give us tax relief, and reform the corrupt royal court. 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원이대강. The first 13 characters are the main mantra, and what follows it are the mantra for receiving the Heavenly Sovereign's Holy Spirit of life. It is made of 21 characters in total. Since humanity receives their body from the northern Big Dipper in the northern sky, in this culture of Samlang, 3 and 7 are always a yin and yang pair. To 7 comes 3, to 3 comes 7. What makes this happen, the eternal power of creative change of life? That fruit is the number 8. Which is a number that represents eternal immortality. It's the number that symbolizes the immortals. The message of 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 is that the 개벽 of the chaos disease is coming, so you must correctly serve the Heavenly Lord. The Heavenly Father is coming to the center stage of history. This is Donghak. Isn't that truly remarkable? But we've learned the modern history incorrectly. Hence, we think Donghak came as an opposing idea to the Western learning, that is, Catholicism and Christianity. We've run wrong history. Donghak was established to achieve the goals of the Western learning, to complete their teachings. Donghak not only talks about heaven in the afterlife, but building the heaven on earth. Donghak is saying heaven is not only a place where we are going to go, but a place we must build on earth. We should know Donghak correctly, its goal, its message, its ultimate purpose. Donghak was never a religion. It's the ultimate Tao of Muguk. It is the life culture of cosmic autumn.
조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원우이대강 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원우이대강 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원우이대강.
If we serve the Heavenly Lord, the power of creative change is granted to us. We transform into the human of creative power. 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지. We should not forsake it for eternity. When we do not forget about this proclamation of the 개벽 from the Heavenly Lord, Sangjenim, and His coming as a human, then we will know all matters. Mansa means that we transcend and enlighten into all the truth. We will attain the ultimate enlightenment, that is Mansaji. And 지기금지 원이대강 is about the life force that Heavenly Father bestows upon us. It shows the power and eternal life of the Heavenly Lord. It means, please give me this energy of the coming 50,000 years of the paradise of immortality. 원이대강 means, please grant me a great blessing and energy, for I seek it in earnest. This should be talked about repeatedly for several months in a more systematic and organized way. The message of all the religion, philosophy, ideology, and theology from both the East and West is included within the 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지. This is a quote from a very well-known expert of the philosophy in the East and the West. 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원이대강. There are three ways to chant mantras. The first method is used when we go out and travel to the city. The air is so polluted that we must close our mouths, just chant in our mind. This is called the mental chanting. You must close your mouth completely and chant in your mind. 훔치훔치 태울천 상원군 훔리치아도래 훔리암리 사파하 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원이대강. You chant each character one by one correctly in your mind in various ways. When we chant in our minds, we begin to open our eyes to the world of the mind. What is the mind? We come to realize this one day when we have conversations with the entire cosmos in our dreams. This is what the human mind is. You won't learn this from anywhere else. I have yet to hear anything about the mind easily taught so that even a 5 or 6-year-old child can understand. But when you chant the 시천주 조화정, you experience the limitless power of creative transformation. There are many testimonies, such as, I chanted Taeeulju mantra when a marble came down from the heaven, it went inside my mouth, then my body became warm. There was a person suffered from eczema who used to scratch himself all night and bled a lot every day. He was in such a severe condition that his mom and dad cried together for their child pain. But when this person offered fresh water every day and offered the 4 vows to God for 21 days, he was completely cured in the following morning. There are a lot of people like this who experience miraculous healing. The standard number of days for meditation is 7 days. This number comes from the star where God dwells in the northern sky. That is what the Tamnad represents. Every human civilization had the tradition of having the Tamnad on their head. It is a statement saying, I am one with God the Father. I live in one mind with all of my ancestors and God. That is Taeeulju and Hongik Ingan. The most difficult word to comprehend among all the words of enlightenment in the cultural language of human history is Hongik Ingan. It took me 40 years to fully understand this word. In meditation, there are the chanting aloud and the whisper chanting, in which we chant in a soft voice. We may meditate when our family members are sleeping. We live in an apartment complex, so we chant in a whisper. 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 지하도래 훔니암니 사파하. We can chant in our mind, and when we meditate, the way we breathe becomes the most important factor. The sound of our mantras and our breath. Now when we chant out loud, 시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지, this is the chanting out loud. When we chant, our breathing is not as important, but here the most important factor is the sound. This sound should become our own mind, and our mind must become the sound of the mantra itself. This is meditation. This is the conclusion of meditation. There are many books on the theory of meditation, such as Doctrine of Consciousness Only School. What is the conclusion of all those theories? You must chant mantras like the mind of nature itself by disconnecting all thoughts and letting all things go. When you do this, you can usually have spiritual experience within 5 minutes. Young children and teens reach that level faster. Within 5 minutes and 10 minutes, as your head feels cooler and you begin to have clarity as the dark fog of your mind is expelled, and you can see a green-colored light that is green as the green grass that flutters in front of our forehead just like a jellyfish. You can experience all kinds of miracles. You can see images of people living in other countries, and you can also see the river in the heaven. You see places where immortal hermits gather, but when you see this image, you must not be attached to it. Just say, I can see these things, and move on. So when we meditate, we must straighten the back with the right mind. Bring your legs together like this, or you can cross your legs as you adjust your posture by moving your bottom left and right. This is for you to bring your energy to the lower dantian. Undo your belt and bring your back straight with confidence. Then you must have your back straight. And this is how you practice meditation in stillness and chant the mantras. We are going to chant the mantras 7 times each. Let's chant the Shichunju mantra first.
시천주 조화정 영세불망 만사지 지기금지 원우이대강 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 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니치야 도래 훔니함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 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 훔니 치야 도래 훔니 함니 사파
Many of you are learning the Taeeulju mantra and the Shichanju mantra for the first time in your lives. The Taeeulju mantra is the completion of all enlightenment of cosmology, humanity, spirituality, and the culture of prayer in the 9,000 years of human history. The very first scripture of humanity, the first scripture of theology and the history ideas of the East and West is Cheonbugyong, the scripture of the heavenly code from 9,000 years ago. But nowadays, no one has even heard about what Cheonbugyong is. It's less than about 0.1% of all people. Hence, this great agony and grief of losing Korean culture and history hits us hard in this situation. Here it is written that one is the beginning, from nothingness begins one. All, including the cosmos, come from one. Thus, we must become this one. We must recover this one. The secret of this one is that it is divided into three ultimates, in other words, three extreme entities, that is the heaven, earth, humanity. The triad is the three ultimate beings of the cosmic truth. They are the true manifestation of the cosmic life. There are no truer beings of truth than heaven, earth, humanity. Humanity are the sons and daughters of heaven and earth. They exist at each moment to achieve the dreams and grand idea of the grand cosmos. The purpose of existence is not in the values of a capitalistic culture of materialism. Our purpose is not to just make money. One uses it if you have a lot of money. Everything is in vain. You just need enough to eat, live, and to spend on necessary things. You must live an altruistic life for the good of others, the life of giving and serving. A human full of vitality who understands this truth and shares this truth and becomes one with the cosmic parents of heaven and earth. Our true and eternal purpose life is to be reborn as the humanity of the experience of truth. What's important here is having the composure to meditate. We must prepare our environment. Do not be greedy and do your best in your life, devoting yourself to your own reality. While we do this, we achieve the true purpose of our deepest inner self. When you close your eyes softly like this and sing the song of cosmic life, we receive the vaccine of heaven. The Taeeulju mantra is the wish-fulfilling jewel. All that you sincerely wish comes true and all the demons of disease steps aside or move away. When the person that chants the Taeeulju mantra passes, this comes from the testimonies of the people who have spiritually experienced it through meditation. Thus, it is not just based on what I'm saying. These spirits offer the practitioners a uppe bow or even a full bow. The most divine and most noble of heaven and earth is saying that the person who is chanting the mantra of healing power of creative transformation, the person is the son or daughter of heaven and earth. So in the early morning, as we go into the second and third stage of the chaos of the disease, we must meditate at least 1 hour. 1 hour of meditation is just enough to heat up the body. When you chant about 2 hours, you realize, I have accumulated this energy in my body. And when you reach the third hour, that's when we become a truly mature human. Then we can experience the creative transformation, to witness the true image of ourselves, true image of the grand nature. Taeeulju mantra helps us to see the true image of the grand cosmos. We see and realize that a mountain is not just a huge pile of soil, and Mother Earth is not just a big plot of land. They are the sacred spirit of the creative transformation. You can see it as a sacred spirit. You see the true form of all living things. Now the conclusion of meditation is that we do meditation in stillness like this. And when we are sleepy and all other thoughts arises, such as thoughts like injustice done to you, thoughts of your business not doing really well, your personal financial situation can make you feel like a victim, then bring your hands together like this and you practice the meditation in motion while you shake your body. When we have body aches, when you feel tight or numb, when you have a severe headache, you can do it soft like this, or more powerfully and cheerfully like this. This is the later heaven's Taeeulju mantra meditation. Hence, this meditation is a little faster and stronger. When you chant in this way, your impure thoughts get disconnected in one moment. Your impure thoughts disappear instantly. Many have symptoms known as the turtleneck syndrome. And since 1/3 of the population is always on computers and mobile phones, so raise your hands like this and try to hit like this. And if you do this firmly for 30 seconds or so, thus all these pains here eases and you feel refreshed. Meditation in motion is so mysterious. Sangjeon님 came to Daejeon to perform the work for the program of meditation in motion. Let's listen to the music and meditate together powerfully and cheerfully.
태울천상운 예사파 움치 태울천상운 훔내치야도래 훔내야사파 움치 태울천상운 훔내치야도래 훔내야사파 좀 더 힘차게 태울천상운 훔내치야도래
Okay, that's enough. Now when we wake up early in the morning, we can circulate the air in our rooms and drink a cup of warm water. Boil some tea that you may like. It can be goji berry tea or omija tea, or it can even be something like milk veg root tea. There are many teas to choose that have great fragrance, so get a small bottle for your tea and pour it in a cup. Drink sips of them as you chant the mantra. This is so good for your health. Whom is the creative transformation, life, and divinity of the grand cosmos and the most divine dharma sound of the cosmos that comes from the center of the world of God's spirit. When they used this sound on cancer cells in England, the cancer cells exploded. Deepak Chopra alluded to aspects of this phenomenon in detail in a lecture entitled Quantum Healing. Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra recently made an online meditation center, and they offer meditation classes in part using the hum sound. Anyways, so if you believe in the power of the mantra as to what they are and meditate in movement, the cancer cells will go into remission. When you always meditate for 1 hour, 2 hours, or several hours day and night, make sure that the Taeeulju mantra is chanted every second so that its sound does not leave your mouth. Stronger diseases, which are several times stronger, is going to come. The strong chaos of the disease will continue to hit us. Then the smallpox will come, which will be followed by the lethal energy of the cosmic autumn. The chaos of the disease will strike the entire world for 3 years. There were warning signs of this ever since 2 centuries ago. This is related to the matter of life and death. Will you become the falling leaf when the cosmic autumn wind helps us transition from the cosmic summer to cosmic autumn? Or will you stand as the sons and daughters of the truths of heaven and earth? Taeeulju, Hongik Ingan of Taeeul as the matured humans of the cosmic autumn. We all must stand up for ourselves. We must wake up in the morning, wake up and shorten our sleep for 10 to 30 minutes. I would like to end my talk today as I bless you to become the protagonist of the truth that finds the true mind, the true form of ourselves by recovering the life divinity unity and creative transformation of the cosmic autumn. Thank you. Please give another round of applause to His Holiness 안경전 종도사님, who gave a precious talk on the Taeeulju mantra meditation. With over 6,000 years of history, Taeeulju mantra meditation is the essence of the Eastern Orthodox meditation culture. Next is another enjoyable performance. Have you heard about the word 초립동이? Yes, doesn't it mean a young person who wears a chorip, a hat?
You're right. And there is another word, 소초동, that has a similar meaning. It refers to a good and pure-minded young person. Wow, I think it's an ideal name for those children who were on the stage today. I think so too. And now they are ready for the next performance, the 소초동 culture and art team. Everyone, there will be a performance of the Taeeulju canon by a vocal team of the 소초동 culture and art team and a dance performance by the dance team. Please welcome them with a big round of applause.
여러분 다 함께 박수 치면서 즐겨주세요. One, two, three, four. 훔치 대을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 훔치 대을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 훔치 대을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 다같이 불러요 생명의 노래를 상제님이 내려주신 천지 노래 꽃같이 개벽을 이겨내는 유일한 희망이 이주훈에 걸려있죠나 와너 우리 모두의 생명이 밝아져는 아침에 희망이 흠솟듯이 대일주 읽으면서 다같이 하나 돼요 지구가 아프면 우리도 아프죠 생명의 치유약 필주로 살려내죠 우주와 하나 되는 우주 음악을 노래해요 도와주면 태을주로 한 마음이 될 수 있죠 동방의 9,000년 깨달음의 진리 열매 태을주 읽으면 모든 병을 이겨내죠 훔치 태을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 훔치 태을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 훔치 태을천 상원군 훔리치야도래 훔리함리 사파 감사합니다.
너와 나 우리 함께 열어가는 곳 꿈을 찾아가는 곳 빛이 되어가는 곳 거기서 우리 생명의 눈을 뜨고 진리의 눈을 뜨고 잠시만 아직까지 어두운 맘 하지만 조만간 온 우주와 하나 되는 태울주 생명의 느낌적인 느낌이 통하는 느낌 빛이 되는 메디테이션 지금은 우주 음악의 시대야 천지와 하나 되는 주문이야 태울주 조합권이 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 하늘을 날아가는 기분이야 태울주 만난 것은 기적이야 우리 인생의 최고 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 태울주는 이런 날이 올 줄이야 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔리치야 도래 훔리함리 사파 우주 광명 열린다 우리 맘이 열린다 불린다 꿈에 대한 수수께끼가 풀린다 나무와 바위조차 살아있는 신이었어 You know what I 하늘은 모든 생명 아버지야 대지는 모든 생명 어머니야 천지와 하나 되는 태울주야 우에요 우에요 우어 하늘이 내려주신 선물이야 말로 다 할 수 없는 감동이야 조화가 터질 듯이 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 우주의 밝은 생명력을 느끼고 소중함을 느끼고 하나됨을 느끼고 태울주 만나기 전엔 어두운 밤 투명한 어둠 속에 빛을 찾던 밤 밝혀버렸어 내 생명에 깃든 신성을 태울주였어 지금은 우주 음악의 시대야 천지와 하나 되는 주문이야 태울주 조합권이 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 하늘을 날아가는 기분이야 태울주 만난 것은 기적이야 우리 인생의 최고 예술이야 우에요 우에요 우어 태울주는 생명이야 태울주는 환경이야 태울주는 운명이야 태울주는 여의주야 여의주는 태울주야 태울주는 예술이야 우에요 우에요 너와 나 함께 부르자 Chanting mantra 우주 율령
네.
Please give them a round of applause. I was looking at the online participants and there were people who stood up and danced with them. It was as fun and exciting as the original song. Everyone, please give a big round of applause to the Sochodong culture and art team for their wonderful performance with the infinite potential and energy of the Taeeulju mantra.
네.
Part 1 is over and now we're back with Part 2. You're right. How do you feel about being online and participating? Are you having a good time? Could you please make a heart shape over your head if you're having fun? It's really good to see everyone participate so well, and thank you very much to the viewers and online participants for sharing your time and being here with us.
다시 한번 진심으로 감사의 말씀드리고요.
And this program is in full compliance with the guidelines of the quarantine authorities. Without further ado, let's get started with part 2 of the Taeeulju mantra chanting. The second part is composed of the theme of the Song of Healing, the Taeeulju mantra. Yes, it is. The first part of the part 2 is listening to the story of Kim Min-seo, a child who has been practicing the Taeeulju mantra for 217 straight days. She will share her story with her mother of her experiences during the meditation. I wonder what kind of mysterious stories there are. Everyone, please give a big round of applause to Kim Min-seo and her mother Kwon Jung-yoon. Min-seo, we're going to share your experiences during the meditation. Just tell us what you saw as it is. Okay? Okay. So we've done more than 200 days of early morning meditation in a row, right? Do you remember our first day? Yes, I do. When we were doing the Taeeulju mantra meditation and the dynamic meditation, it felt like I was taking a bath. It felt like someone was washing me even though I wasn't in the bath. It felt like I was washing myself with the Taeeulju mantra. How did you feel after doing it? It felt great and refreshing afterward. Now, should we talk about our ancestors? It was very surprising and thankful when I heard your story that day. So I would like to ask you about it again. When we meditated together, you saw Mommy's great-grandma, right? Can you tell us more about that story? Oh, okay. We were chanting the Taeeulju mantra in front of the ancestor spirit's altar. I saw 4 grandmas meditating with us. One of them was the grandma that Mommy showed me in pictures. That's right. When we do the dynamic meditation or when I have dreams, Mommy meets great-grandma who always encourages me and protects me. So I always think of her. Mommy was very surprised that you saw her too. You did see her a couple of more times, am I right? Yes, I did. When Mommy offered ancestral repayment Chisong, you offered the Tao uniform, remember? And the next day, she came to us in the Tao uniform. Do you also remember the ritual for Grandpa? Yes. We got all the food and the wine ready for the ritual, and I was chanting the Taeeulju mantra with Daddy and Mommy and Bugyum, and that's when Grandpa came. What did he look like? He looked just like what Bugyum saw last time with the black suit. He looked a lot like Daddy. Did he enjoy Mommy's food? Yes, he did. He really liked the meat, and he ate the Korean pancakes 5 more times too. It was as if he was starving. He ate so fast. That's right. After we offered the ritual, Daddy said, "Your grandpa did love meat when he was still alive." It must have been nice for Daddy. Grandpa died when your dad was 20 years old, so it must have been nice for your dad to see us meeting with him and telling Daddy about Grandpa. Now, I want to talk about the other times you've met with other ancestor spirits. A lot of those ancestor spirits were sad that their descendants didn't chant the Taeeulju mantra, weren't they? Yeah, about 50 of them rushed in. Some ancestor spirits were hitting their own chest, worrying about their descendants, about not chanting the Taeeulju mantra. Some of them were even wailing. I saw some ancestor spirits chanted the Taeeulju mantra, and some who did the bows, and those ancestor spirits that prayed really hard. I think I can feel what they are feeling just by listening to you. Come to think of it, you've seen a lot of people getting healed through the Taeeulju mantra too, right, Min-seo? Yes. Let's talk about the experience that made a lasting impression on you. Do you remember the grandpa on the streets where the autumn leaves were falling? Yeah, that's right. There was a grandpa who tried to drink out of a faucet on the street. But soon afterward, he threw up and had a diarrhea. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. Wasn't there anyone else? I saw a thatched house on the street and another grandpa came out of it. What did he do? He had the grandpa, who was in pain, lie down on the street. He then chanted the Taeeulju mantra, and after a while, the sick grandpa stopped throwing up, but he farted, pooped, and had diarrhea, as if he still had tummy aches. Oh, I see. Was the grandpa okay? When we chanted the Taeeulju mantra for a while, his face looked a little more peaceful. And in other experiences, people surround the sick people and chanted the Taeeulju mantra together to heal them, right? Right. When everyone chanted the Taeeulju mantra together, the sick people got well. Now, let's talk about that one. When we finished the 125-day meditation, you had a dream that night. Minso got up to tell mommy something. Can you tell me more about it? Oh, okay. It seemed like the future world. I saw inside the house and there were no electric appliances like a television and no furniture. But when I touched my wristwatch, a big clear screen came out and started showing videos. I said I want to read books, and a big screen came out and started showing me a book so that I could read it. We ate meals without having to cook at home. And I was taking a walk after the meal. Outside, I met with so many different kinds of people from all over the world. Both kids and adults, we were all together and all looked happy. Wow, you saw a great world. What were you thinking, Minso, when you saw that? The sunlight was so warm and bright that I was really happy. We meditated for 217 days in the early morning, and we have 783 days left of the 1,000-day meditation. Let's do our best for the rest of the practice with Mom, Dad, and Bugyam, okay? Let's keep up the good work. Every single story is fascinating and amazing. She said that today is her 217th day, and I can't believe they'll do the meditation for 1,000 days. Please give them a big round of applause. It's truly amazing. Everyone, please give a big round of applause to Minso's family who shared their impressive experiences today so that they can complete the 1,000 day of meditation. Yes, please. Next, we'll have a time to learn why we must practice the Taeeulju mantra meditation. Yes, the meditation affects us positively in our body and mind. Thus, it is important to know well about it. Please welcome a doctor of traditional Korean medicine, Dr. Shin Min-sik, with a big round of applause.
Thank you. My name is Shin Min-sik, and I'm going to speak about the principles of meditation from the perspective of traditional Korean medicine. In traditional Korean medicine, the three treasures count most of all: essence, chi, and spirit. Essence is material, and chi is energy. Spirit is, as you know, something spiritual. Let me explain by making this analogy. Here is a candle and its flame. Heat and light are produced from the flame as well. We can see the candle itself as the essence and blood in our body, a foundation of matter. And chi corresponds to the heat produced by the flame. When we meditate, the essence and blood in our body transform into energy. This process is called 연정화기, the principle of cultivating your essence and transforming it into chi. This process can be compared with the candle itself generating heat from its burning wick.
기에너지로 변화시킨다는 것이 연정학이고
The essence in our body is like the candle and chi is like the heat.
그 열기고요. 그 열이 나면
And there is light or radiance emanating from the flame. The light is our spirit, and our spirit is the light of our mind and soul.
영혼의 빛이라고 볼 수 있는데
The foundation of the three treasures is essence.
이 정기신에서 가장 중요한 바탕은 정이 되겠습니다. 왜냐하면
If we have a tiny candle,
죽지 않고 얇거나
the flame will not last so
하지를
long.
못하죠. 금방 꺼지지 않습니까? 그래서 그런 우리 인체의 정혈이
Just like that,
가장 바탕이 되는데
the essence and blood in our body is the most fundamental in human physiology.
에너지인데 심지에 불이 붙지 않으면
When the paraffin does not completely burn, dusty smoke is generated. The same thing happens in our body when the essence does not properly evaporate into energy. Phlegm accumulates. In traditional Korean medicine, phlegm is the byproduct of unhealthy or abnormal heat in the body. So far, I've explained the three treasures, essence, chi, and spirit, in comparison with the candle and its heat and light. I brought another picture for explanation.
그림으로 또 말씀드리고자 해요. 한약에서는 그
A woman is at the fireplace, fanning a fire, and she's going to cook food with the fire. Here, the fire is the energy to cook food. Likewise, there is the fire energy in the lower dantian in our body. And in traditional Korean medicine, it is called 명문화, the fire in the vital gate. What do we need to make the fire and keep the flame burning? We need air or wind. We need to fan the flame.
불이 많이 타오르지 않잖아요. 그리고 부채가 천천히 이렇게 꺼지면 불이 붙지 않습니다. 그 부채의 바람이
In practicing meditation, our breathing is like the wind blowing on the fire.
부채로 붙이는 그런 힘에 의해서 불이 붙어요. 그래서 우리가
So we have to breathe deeply, focusing on the lower dantian, the lower abdomen, to blow wind to the fire energy in there. If the vital fire doesn't ignite, you might have some health problems, such as your hands and feet are getting cold. Females mostly suffer from uterus conditions, and males, spinal diseases, and other problems like getting chills, extra fatigue, and eye strain. When your lower abdomen gets cold, the fire energy goes upward. So you feel like your body temperature increases, and you have a sore throat. This kind of uncomfortable feeling sometimes lasts about a whole month or year. And all of this is because the vital fire in the lower dantian doesn't stay lit. So most importantly, we need to understand the principle of breathing in meditation. We have to light up the fire in the vital gate in the lower dantian. We know what happens when there's no fire. We can't cook. Without water, we can't cook either. We have the water energy in our body. It is called water in the kidneys, and it's the essence. Essence or water in the kidneys, the same thing. The water energy gets involved in almost all types of bodily fluid, such as saliva, tears, marrow, cerebrospinal fluid, and blood. The human body consists of up to 3/4 water.
수분을 바탕으로 하는데 그 수분은 어떤 수분이냐?
Here, the water means vital water, not just common water H2O.
우리 인체 내 재흡수가
We drink water all the time, but we need to change this common water into vital water by facilitating chemical changes. Then how can we generate this vital water? In order to do this, we need fire. The fire in the vital gate in the lower dantian. The creative interaction between the water and fire in the lower dantian is essential. If we can't make this interaction, the immune system is compromised. And basal metabolic rate scales with body temperature. When our body temperature drops by 0.5 degrees Celsius, our immune strength weakens by 2 or 3 times. Now I'm talking about positive physiological heat, not a viral fever. When this positive heat is generated, we feel our head really cools and under the neck gets really warm. The heat can melt down even a cancer. And the power of the heat comes from the water and fire energy in the lower dantian. We need to recover this water and fire energy in our body, the fire in the vital gate and water in the kidneys. It's like no matter how many ingredients we've got, we can't cook without water or fire.
물이 부족하거나 불이 부족하면 음식이 어때요? 익어집니까? 익지를 않아요. 타거나 아예 이렇게 익히지를 않죠. 똑같이 우리가
To summarize, to absorb the nutrients from the food we eat, we should activate this interaction of the water and fire.
신장의 수와 화가
The fire in the vital gate and water in kidneys. So many people in modern times suffer from chronic illnesses, even when they get sufficient food and high-quality medical care. Why? It is because they can't light the vital fire. And I'd like to talk about breathing. When breathing, you have to concentrate your consciousness on the area below the navel, thereby feeling the movement of the sacrum. I brought a model of the spine. Here are the 5 lumbar vertebrae and the sacrum. The sacrum originally consisted of 5 smaller parts, but fused as one as you mature. Now let's look into the inside of the skull. There is the sphenoid bone that looks like a butterfly. And the occipital bone. These 3 bones, the sacrum, sphenoid, and occipital bone, move to our breathing. The sacrum serves as a pump to push the energy upward, and the sphenoid and occipital bones serve to draw up the energy. So it is the pushing of the sacrum and the pulling of the sphenoid and occipital bone that leads to negative pressure inside the skull, and thereby the elevation of the cerebrospinal fluid. Let me explain a little about cerebrospinal fluid. About 500 milliliters of cerebrospinal fluid is produced daily. The fluid is secreted 3 times a day, around 150 milliliters each time. This fluid is really important because it carries hormones and removes waste material from the brain. In our daily lives, so many neural activities occur. We walk on the computer and communicate with people. Sometimes bad things come up and afflict our mind and body. Our feelings get hurt and we extend sympathy to others. All these emotional responses lead to chemical reactions in our brain, and consequently, waste materials accumulate.
청소가 안 되면 어떠냐?
Then what happens when we can't get rid of waste materials in our brain?
말이 상처가 돼가지고
When our feelings get hurt and we still harbor anger, resentment, and animosity against some people,
화학적인 분비 호르몬이 뇌
that stimulates the release of certain negative hormones,
청소를 해줘야 돼요 이렇게.
thereby destroying or damaging neurons.
일주일 전에, 5일 전에, 3일 전에 누구에 의해서 상처받은 말이 계속 남아 있으면서 나도
So we have to cleanse away those waste products from our brain cells. Neurological studies have also found many relationships to this. Therefore, the secretion and circulation of cerebrospinal fluid is really important. And what makes this possible is the movement of the sacrum, sphenoid, and occipital bones. The movement of these three bones can help the secretion and circulation of the cerebrospinal fluid. Please take a look at the sacrum. The sacral bone has 8 holes on it. What is really interesting is that the number 8 is the symbol of immortality from the perspective of the Eastern meditation principle. 4 holes on the left and another 4 on the right. And originally, we were born with 5 smaller sacral bones that fuse together as one as we mature. The number 5 symbolizes the element earth, the process of propelling power. So the sacrum moves and activates and pumps up the water and fire energy. People in modern times spend much time sitting, thus not moving the sacrum that much, and thereby making it stiff. On the other hand, when we walk, the sacrum moves quite well because your hip joint connects to your sacrum. Now you know why it makes us feel comfortable and peaceful when we take a walk and take deep breaths. But when we do meditation in a sitting position, we should try to take deep breaths because our body weight is pressing on the sacrum and making it stiff to move. Many people suffer from spinal conditions. One of the most serious spinal conditions is as follows. The iliac bone covers both sides of your hips, and at the center is the sacrum that is heart-shaped. The iliac bone and sacrum are separated and movable. But sometimes these two bones, the iliac and sacral bones, are likely to be attached to each other, causing ankylosing spondylitis. Ankylosing spondylitis causes stiffness in your spine. You can't move. You can't bend your waist. Some of my patients were diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, and doctors from Western or Eastern medicine say they don't know the fundamental cause of this condition. But I believe this comes from the dysfunction of sacrum. If these two bones are attached to each other on an X-ray scan, doctors diagnose it as ankylosing spondylitis. The impaired circulation of the spinal fluid is what I think causes this spinal condition. I woke up around 4 a.m. this morning and practiced meditation. And what came into my mind was the Hanja letter meaning immortal. The sacral bone is translated as Seongol in Korean, and Seon means immortal, and Gol means bone, immortal bone. In old times, the sacral bone was also referred to as Cheongol, meaning ascending bone. But these days, we more often use the term Seongol or immortal bone.
마치 영어로 얘기하면 immortal bone, 불멸의 무슨 이렇게 뼈같이.
So this morning, I thought about why ancient people use this term Seongol, meaning immortal bone, and reached a conclusion that this sacral bone plays a key role in breathing and meditation.
계속 앉아 있고 그러니까 현대인의 어떤 그런 작업이
Many of
앉아
us
있는
spend
그런
most of our
기본이다
time
보니까
in a sitting position at work, causing our sacrum to become quite stiff. So why don't we take a little time to practice deep breathing, intentionally pushing our sacrum backward? So we are going to do lower abdominal breathing. In most cases, people just try to inhale, simply making the lower belly fill up. But today, we are going to try a different method. First of all, try to imagine that you are pushing the sacrum backward while breathing in. The sacrum is located at the end of the spinal cord in between your hips. There are two important meridian channels in the human body, the governing vessel and conception vessel. The governing vessel is the pathway at your back through which your energy goes up. You can control and govern this ascending energy, so it is called the governing vessel. It means you intentionally draw the energy upward. It's difficult to draw up water, right? On the other hand, it's easy to make water flow down. The conception vessel is the pathway at your front through which your energy goes down. Now please imagine that you move the sacrum with your intention. Let's do this 5 times. The most important is to think that you are expanding the space in front of the sacrum. Please take a breath in. Take a breath out. Breathe in and breathe 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 out. Focus on your sacrum while you inhale and exhale. Then you will notice your breath come down deep to the tailbone area. The sacral bone moves back and forth and up and down as well by breathing. Breathing activates the movement of the sacral bone. If you take a look at this spinal scan, the cerebrospinal fluid flows up the spinal cord. The MRI scan of modern medical science is the evidence backing up the circulation of the energy through the governing vessel and conception vessel. To summarize my lecture today, I'd like you to please remember these 3 things. First, after offering fresh water, pour some of the blessed water into a glass so you can drink the water while you are meditating. By doing so, you can help your kidneys recover the water energy. The vibrations of the Taeeulju mantra chanting facilitate the evaporation of the water into the form of energy. Second, please focus on your sacrum and think that you are expanding it. Whenever you inhale, chant the Taeeulju mantra 1 or 2 times. And in exhale, chant the mantra 1 time. Try to feel the rhythm of the breaths around your sacral bone, then you will experience the energy flow through the governing vessel and conception vessel. And on that level of experience, all of you can attain the vital energy of water and fire, which can heal all kinds of chronic and serious illnesses. I mean, we can make the medicine ourselves, that is to heal our body. This medicine can also be understood as immune substances that modern science found, but ancient people experienced the self-healing through the medicine produced in their own body. I hope today's lecture will help you better understand the principles of meditation. If I'm allowed to have another opportunity, I promise I will present a more detailed lecture. Today, I just tried my best to explain to you the principle of meditation in the perspective of Eastern medicine. Thank you.
I have been thinking that it is important to chant the mantra while knowing its meaning. But after listening to Dr. Shin's lecture, it occurred to me that knowing the principle of the meditation is very important as well. Yes, after listening to Dr. Shin, I now understand that the body is prepared for meditation and that we should practice meditation. Please give him another round of applause. We don't have enough time to talk about the meditation culture of the East with a history of 6,000 years. And I'm sorry to say we only have the final special performance left. Next will come the cover dance for the song The Tiger is Coming, performed by the Sochodong Culture and Art Team and Team 야단 법석's performance of the 진도 아리랑 and 쾌지나 칭칭난의 folk songs. Please let's enjoy this together and sing along.
범 내려온다. 병이 내려온다. 세상을 바꾸는 병이 내려온다. 문명을 바꾸는 병이 내려온다. 아이고 이를 어쩔 거나. 이놈의 병이 그치지를 않는구나. 그런디 세상에 병 주고 약 준다는 속담도 있을진데 병이 내려오면 약도 분명히 껐다. 아따 그 약을 일러줄 거나 말 거나. 병 내려온다. 병이 내려온다. 병 내려온다. 병이 내려온다.
범 내려온다. 범이 내려온다. 장님 깊은 골로 대한 짐승이 내려온다. 몸은 덜숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 핫팔이 넘고 해머리 흔들며 전동 같은 앞다리 봉화 같은 뒷발로 양기 찌어지고 새낙 같은 발톱으로 잔디뿌리 왕모래를 촤르르르르 그치며 주홍잎쩍 버리고 허리랑 하는 소리 하나리 무너지고 딱이 툭 꺼진 한듯 차례 정신없이 먹으르고 움츠리고 가만히 엎젖겄다.
범 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 송님 깊은 골로 하진생이 내려온다. 누의 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩. 범 내려온다. 병이 내려온다. 송님 깊은 골로 하진생이 내려온다. 누의 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩. 범 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 범 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 세상 만병이 내려온다. 호열자 시두가 내려온다. 시두도 무서운데 더 무서운 주살병이 내려온다. 웜에 지금 이 병이 어찌나 아픈지 천둥지둥 허겁지겁 정신을 못 차릴 때 세상 전지런 놀랄 노자가 있을 소냐. 저 하늘 높은 곳에 계신 하늘님 상제님이 내려주신 세상을 살리는 약이 있다네. 약 내려온다. 약이 내려온다. 대을주가 약이로다. 시천주가 약이로다. 대을주 시천주면 만병통치 약이 되네. 자, 다 함께요. 다 함께. 약 내려온다. 약이 내려온다. 다시 한번. 약 내려온다. 약이 내려온다. 약 내려온다. 약이 내려온다. 대을주가 약이로다. 시천주가 약이로다.
범 내려온다. 범이 내려온다. 장님 깊은 골로 대한 짐승이 내려온다. 몸은 덜숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 핫팔이 넘고 해머리 흔들며 전동 같은 앞다리 봉화 같은 뒷발로 양기 찌어 휘어지고 새낙 같은 발톱으로 잔디뿌리 왕모래를 촤르르르르 그치며 주홍잎쩍 벌리고 허리랑 하는 소리 하나리 무너지고 딱이 툭 꺼진 한듯 차례 정신없이 먹으로 움츠리고 가만히 어쩌다 봄 내려온다 봄이 내려온다 송잎 깊은 골로 한 짐승이 내려온다 누에 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 봄 내려온다 봄이 내려온다 송잎 깊은 골로 한 짐승이 내려온다 누에 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 봄 내려온다 봄이 내려온다 봄 내려온다 봄이 내려온다.
네, 앰비기어스 댄스 컴퍼니보다 훨씬 잘 추는데요.
They are great dancers. The dance moves were interesting. The costumes were quite meaningful. Yes, it was a lovely dance performance by the Sochodong Culture and Art team. Everybody, please once again give them a round of applause.
네.
Next is the last program of today's event. The traditional Korean music group Yadam Popstock will perform folk music to today's final event. Please welcome them with a big hand.
큰 박수로 맞이해 주시길 바랍니다.
아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 아라리가 났네 청천 하늘엔 잠별도 많고 우리 내 가슴 속엔 희망도 많다 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 아라리가 났네 반경 장파의 남조선 내야 허이여차 허야디여라 노를 져라 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 아라리가 났네 일시무시 석상근무진보 인중 전지 일종무종에 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 아라리가 났네 만병통치 만사여이 대을주 조화로 광제 창생하세 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 천하늘엔 자별도 많다 해지나 칭칭나네 내 가슴엔 희망도 많다 해지나 칭칭나네 양시생 동짓나래 해지나 칭칭나네 해야 해야 밝은 해야 해지나 칭칭나네 우리 모두 손을 잡고 해지나 칭칭나네 원성치하여 오세 해지나 칭칭나네 나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 공지서를 잘 세워야 해지나 칭칭나네 안내 운수 복이라네 해지나 칭칭나네 너도 웃고 나도 웃고 해지나 칭칭나네 모두 함께 동짓나를 해지나 칭칭나네 신명나게 즐겨오세 해지나 칭칭나네 일양시생 동짓나래 해지나 칭칭나네 손 기원하세 해지나 칭칭나네 영영불망 대을주로 해지나 칭칭나네 보고 살고 가족 살고 해지나 칭칭나네 망곡곡 평난대랑 해지나 칭칭나네 일주로 물리치고 해지나 칭칭나네 사가도장 대동세계 해지나 칭칭나네 우리 모두 이뤄오세 해지나 칭칭나네 영영불망 대일주로 해지나 칭칭나네 너도 살고 가족 살고 해지나 칭칭나네 사가도장 대동세계 해지나 칭칭나네 우리 모두 이뤄보세 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네 해지나 칭칭나네
Thank you. Please once again give the 야단 법석 team a big round of applause. So this was the last performance. Did you enjoy today's event? For the online participants, could you please express your joyful hearts in your own ways? You can wave your hands, make hearts, finger hearts. Yes, that's nice. Thank you very much for being here until the end. Today, we widely presented the essence of the Korean traditional meditation culture for over 6,000 years that helps us to become the true humans, the humans of light, a paramount value that humanity has sought for since the dawn of human history. We've widely presented the essence of the Taeeulju mantra meditation culture to the world. I pray and hope that the entire world and all of our family become the humans of resplendence through the amazing experience on the cosmic music, the Taeeulju mantra, to overcome all diseases and to recover our true selves. For those of you who joined us online through STB Sansaeng broadcasting, live in the Republic of Korea and all over the world, we sincerely thank you. On coming January 1, we're going to open a new channel for the first time. It is the portal for the Taeeulju mantra culture where people around the world can experience the creative power of the Taeeulju mantra and communicate with one another. This concludes the Eastern traditional meditation practice with children, teens, and all of our family. The healing experience passed down for over 6,000 years, the Cosmic Music Taeeulju Mantra Chanting Festival. I hope we can see you again, and thank you again for your participation. Goodbye for now.